Live from the Channel 4 studios in Dallas and Fort Worth, this is News 4 Texas Night Beat.
K-187 suspect southbound the 5 freeway from El Toro at 1646 hours.
Unbelievable developments in the search for O.J. Simpson. Police chase him and his closest friend. A police chase, a tense standoff, and a dramatic conclusion. The bizarre O.J. Simpson story took another amazing twist on live TV.
Let's go live to Manuel Gallegos.
We are live here in Brentwood, California, about a couple of hundred feet from O.J. Simpson's home, where this entire drama has unfolded tonight. What we have here is a huge crowd of reporters and photographers and standers-by, neighbors coming out to see all of the things that have gone on here. Now, O.J. Simpson, we understand, has surrendered to police. He has been taken into custody outside of his house. Now, this all started earlier today when O.J.'s lawyer pleaded with him to give himself up.
For the sake of your family, for the sake of your children, please surrender immediately.
Attorney Robert Shapiro painted a picture of a man on the brink of suicide, yet O.J. Simpson was able to disappear from a safe house just 15 minutes before the police were to arrest him for the murders of his ex-wife and her friend.
O.J. was downstairs, and at the time that I was getting the message from Los Angeles Police Department, he was wailing. He was with Mr. Cowling.
When the police arrived, Simpson and his lifelong friend Al Cowlings were gone. No one saw them leave or where they went. Before leaving, Simpson handed an updated will and 3 sealed envelopes to another friend, Robert Kardashian. He read one of the letters to reporters.
I can't go on. No matter what the outcome, people will look and point. I can't take that. I can't subject my children to that.
The final chapter played out on a California freeway where Simpson was spotted in Cowlings' Ford Bronco, apparently holding a gun to his own head.
He's now pulling into his residence. We don't know what's going to happen. The pursuit is over.
Simpson has just pulled up. The Simpson followed by a huge convoy of police officers. Now, there is still a lot of activity here around the Brentwood home. Here, as you can see behind me, Robert Shapiro, the attorney of O.J. Simpson, coming down to give some kind of live press conference. We do not have any idea exactly what is going on in the house or what has gone on with O.J. Simpson, but apparently his last wish before he went to jail to see his mother has been granted. Reporting live from Brentwood, California, I'm Manuel Gallegos. Now back to you in the studio.
As you can see, Robert Shapiro, the attorney, is talking with reporters outside the mansion at the present time. However, he will be holding a news conference, we're told, in about 1 hour, and we will be carrying that live if it becomes available to us.
Joining us now is football great Bob Hayes.
He made his mark with our Dallas Cowboys. He won a gold medal in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics as a sprinter.
He's also a longtime friend of O.J. Simpson. And Bob, you knew O.J. well before he became a Hall of Famer. He looked up to you. Share with us your thoughts. This has been an emotional night for you when you realized that he had surrendered and was in police custody.
Just very, very emotional for me. I just could not believe it. He's an idol to youth. He has a lot of money, have a lot of time. He's not a legend to me. He's an institution. We got so many followers, so many loved ones. If you've seen on the freeway how folks was just trying to pull him over, you had all of his ex-classmates and teammates talking to him through the media, and it's just I'm surprising, and I'm just stunned, Clarice, and I know you and everyone else here at Channel 4 is the same.
You must be pleased, however, that it has ended this way, that he's given himself up.
I'm just thank God that he have not put the gun to his head and all the rumors that was going around that he had the gun to his head. At least we know that he's safe, and thank God that he'll be okay.
Bob Hayes.
Bob Hayes, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
For reaction to the amazing developments in the O.J. Simpson case, let's go live to Sean Rabb in the Satellite Center. And Sean, what do you have for us?
Clarice, I have to tell you, I spoke to a lot of people today, and everybody had the same thing to say. I mean, they were baffled, bewildered, simply unbelievable. Those are the types of words people were using today to describe the events that we've seen all week, and especially the events that we've seen on this day. I mean, from friends to strangers, really, it's still unbelievable.
It's a terrible thing. He had his life back in order, as I understand, and what took place over the last, at least from what I've read in the stories, is completely confusing to me, but I'm sure that has some validity to it.
From former coaches to former foes, just about everybody is shocked at the events of the day.
Sean, this is something that has to be the most macabre thing he's ever seen. I don't know what caused it to happen. I'm not jumping to conclusions. In my heart, I hope he's innocent.
I don't know what happened. I don't know all the situation. I don't know if he did or didn't do it, but you know, I know he needs somebody to support him, and I do support him through all this, you know.
I just can't believe that this type of thing happened, you know. For him to seemingly have everything that life can offer, and then for it to kind of just slip out of his hands like that, it's truly blown me away.
For many, O.J. Simpson football trading cards may soon hold a high-priced memory of the past.
He was probably one of the more popular retired players, a lot because he's still in the movies, he's still in the limelight, and that's what determines value anyway, is what they're doing.
O.J. had done it all: football, movies, commercials, a broadcasting career, the smile, the personality that everybody loved and looked up to.
We tend to place athletes in a role that they can do no wrong, and I have compassion for him as well as the people that were involved, because here's a situation that happened that shouldn't have happened.
And indeed, it happened. It shouldn't have happened, but unfortunately tonight what could have happened did not happen. And I'm sitting here in the SAT Center actually now looking at CBS. Let's take a look at that now. This is the convoy from the 2 Live helicopter in Los Angeles, the CBS helicopter there, as the convoy takes O.J. Simpson and Al Cowlings to an undisclosed location. Some 60 cars in that convoy of marked and unmarked squad cars. We believe he's going to the Parker Center, but he could be going to UCLA Medical Center as well. We believe, though, that he's being transported now to the Parker Center after the dramatic standoff this afternoon and evening. More than an hour and a half, he led Los Angeles police officers around the busy freeways there at low speeds. Al Cowlings, his lifelong friend, driving. O.J. Simpson at times reportedly sitting in the back of his '93 Ford Bronco with a gun to his head. But when he emerged from that vehicle tonight, he only had 2 picture frames in his hands. Perhaps of his children, we're not sure. An unbelievable day, simply an unbelievable story, and it still continues.
And to say the least, unprecedented.
Yes, indeed.
Sean Rabin, our satellite center. Thank you, Sean.
Okay.
Throughout the day, news conferences captured our attention.
First from police and prosecutors with the news that O.J. was on the run. Then from O.J.'s attorney, Robert Shapiro.
This morning at 8:30 a.m., I received a call at my home asking me to bring O.J. Simpson in for the purpose of surrendering on a murder charge.
Mr. Simpson, in agreement with his attorney, was scheduled to surrender this morning to the Los Angeles Police Department.
He was just waking up, and I told him that I had been informed by the Los Angeles Police Department that he was being charged with first-degree murder in 2 deaths, that it was a special circumstance charge, and that we would have to surrender by 11 o'clock.
Initially, that was 11 o'clock.
O.J. was downstairs, and at the time that I was getting the message from Los Angeles Police Department, he was wailing.
It then became 11:45.
It was at that time when Dr. Fairstein went in the room to alert him that we discovered for the first time that O.J. was not present.
Mr. Simpson has not appeared. The Los Angeles Police Department right now is actively searching for Mr. Simpson.
He wrote 3 letters that were placed in sealed envelopes that he gave to Mr. Kardashian.
As a last wish, please, please, please leave my children in peace. Their lives will be tough enough.
Wherever you are, for the sake of your family, for the sake of your children, please surrender immediately.
Don't feel sorry for me. I've had a great life, great friends. Please think of the real O.J. and not this lost person. Thanks for making my life special. I hope I helped yours. Peace and love, O.J.
I'm very confident we're going to find O.J. Simpson, because this is a man who can't hide too easily. I mean, his face is well known to millions of people throughout the world.
And all night, as we've shown you, police did find O.J. Simpson. He was tracked down after he used his cellular telephone. Since about 8:30 this evening, police and probably the entire world watched as O.J., driven by his friend Al Cowlings, raced down California freeways. O.J., with a gun reportedly pointed at his own head, was driven toward his home with more than 20 police vehicles in his wake. But now it's over. After a brief standoff, Simpson gave up and is in the custody of Los Angeles police.
We'll have other news in a moment. Please stay with us. He shoots, he scores. The World Cup is off and running. It is the world's largest sporting event. And tonight, Dallas plays host to the world.
Brett Shipp was at tonight's game between Spain and South Korea. He's live at the Cotton Bowl with more on the World Cup. Good evening, Brett.
Hi, Clarice and John. You know, this World Cup soccer stuff is okay. Not just my opinion, but the opinion of several people we talked to coming out of tonight's game, and what a game it was. South Korea comes from behind, scoring 2 goals in the final period to tie Spain 2-2. Not everything was perfect, but this event won a lot of people over tonight. You don't think World Cup soccer is going to bring much excitement and fun to this city?
I was born with this.
Oh, really?
What they play here is not this. It's something else. This is the game. This is it. Hey!
It may have been hot. It may not have been a full house. But the World Cup soccer game between Spain and South Korea was a crowd pleaser.
It's great. It's the greatest thing in the world. When I was a child, that was the biggest dream, to attend a World Cup. So now today, you know, my dream came true.
But no one said this game was for everyone. This couple left disappointed at halftime.
There's nobody to boo. I mean, you can't boo the quarterback or the coach. I mean, there's no offense to boo.
And this man paid $42 to sit behind a fence.
Fans, you can't see with that fence in there. I hope they remove it soon, hopefully for the next game.
But the well-behaved crowd convinced the mayor that the remaining security fence should come down.
From a layman's perspective, it appeared to have been unnecessary, but that's only a layman.
Well, despite all the fears, this was a good crowd. By my count, about 10,000 Spaniards, about 8,000 South Koreans, but mostly just local people who came away from the Cotton Bowl tonight with a new appreciation of World Cup soccer. Now, for more of our continuing coverage, we go live to Claudia Cottle in the West End. Claudia?
Hi, Brett. We are live here in the West End, where apparently the World Cup celebration continues tonight. We have watched over the past few hours as foreign spectators climb out of buses here to enjoy some food and some post-game celebration. We were joking earlier at the Cotton Bowl that security was so tight that even journalists couldn't get into restrooms without the proper authorization. Well, that tight security paid off. The game today, including the entrance, was smooth and quiet. No exit accidents or injuries to report.
How you doing?
These Dallas police officers were assigned to the Welcome Patrol. Busloads of foreign fans were greeted with smiles and offers of help. Security was far stiffer for the South Korean team, which was escorted into the bowl by police. For these Korean Americans, the World Cup is a lifelong dream.
I'm excited because this is kind of lifetime chance for me, because it's Korean team playing 2 times in Dallas, and I'm here. I'm very excited.
Spirited and friendly rivalries struck up outside the stadium, but there was none of the mayhem that police on wheels or on horseback were anticipating. More than 60 tactical officers lined the main gates into the bowl. Hired security guards thoroughly searched every bag.
If I could look in that bag real quick.
Even bomb squad specialists were there prepared for any threats.
Hi, guys, right through here.
By game time, security guards, public safety officers, and police had overseen a smooth and relatively quiet entrance to Game 1 of the World Cup.
And now that police officers and DPS officers know what to expect, and they can expect the similar turnout over the next few weeks, I think we'll see fewer numbers, not quite the concentration of officers at every single gate going into the Cotton Bowl. Don and Clarice, back to you.
Claudia, there's been a great deal of conversation among us and specifically Dallas-Fort Worth residents about the security. Are foreign visitors talking about security, or is this something they're accustomed to seeing at soccer in other countries?
That's a good question. I think there was a concerted effort on the part of Dallas police to put out a good front. The police officers were there to ensure the safety of everyone, but also they made a concerted effort, as I said, to be friendly and to approach foreign spectators in a nice and warm way. I don't think that anyone was overwhelmed. For the most part, police, DPS officers, and the security guards that were hired by the World Cup kept their distance and did not intervene, and I think it's because of that that things went so very smoothly.
And the parking situation and transportation into the Fair Park, did that go as planned?
Clarice, I'm sorry, could you repeat your question?
The parking situation and transportation into Fair Park, did that go as planned as well?
That did not pose as much of a problem as we had anticipated. I think people came in different routes. We saw a lot of taxi cabs. I think also people found parking spots on private property and went to a lot of independent parkers, maybe paid a little bit more so they could be just a little bit closer to the Cotton Bowl.
So they went away happy tonight. Thank you.
Up next, a little something special for dear old Dad.
It is a lot more than your basic neckwear. We'll tell you all about it. Stay with us.
Pretty night at the Cotton Bowl tonight.
Oh, yes, sir. Beautiful town, beautiful sight down there. Everything off and running in great shape, John.
A little warm, however.
A little toasty for some of our friends, but it's Texas and it's June. Take a look at our high temperature today. We saw 92 degrees as a high temperature. Morning low right around 75. We didn't have any rain today either.
Keeping our fingers crossed.
Well,
that
that's
will
true.
continue.
That's true. 105 and 58 are the record temperatures. In Dallas at this hour, this late evening hour, we have 82 degrees, 69% southeast 630 inches of mercury holding steady. Fort Worth. Hi there. How's everything in Fort Worth tonight? Very fine, thank you. 83, 63% southeast to 9. Again, an even 30 inches of mercury. Temperatures around Texas and around the region this evening still in the mid-80s, and we do have some thunder showers that are just starting to move into the South Plains as well as the Caprock, moving off a dry line out in West Texas, and you can see them here. This starts out at 3 o'clock this afternoon and goes to just about an hour ago since we're getting on kind of late this evening, but you can still see some pretty heavy thunderstorms right up around just to the southwest of Amarillo. That probably be, well, maybe around Plainview, maybe that far. But those thunder showers will continue, and they will not be affecting us by any way, shape, or form. Still a very strong jet stream coming across the northern tier of states and now exiting out over the Great Lakes, so we're seeing some pretty big thunderstorms up in Minnesota. As far as the southeast and the east are concerned, back into the Midwest and the southern south central states, we are getting a big area of high pressure here, so kind of pop-up popcorn thunderstorms. Some areas reporting pretty heavy amounts of rain. Upper level low pressure system moving in off of Baja, and that is creating some clouds and some showers in Arizona as well as parts of New Mexico. For the next 36 hours, I think we're going to have some fairly nice weather here. Maybe a scattered shower, but they will be isolated. Temperatures will be fairly warm, low to mid-90s through the weekend. So all in all, if you're going to AmeriFest or you're going to attend World Cup action, looks like the weather's going to be just fine. Thank you very much. Here's a look at the 5-day forecast. Temperatures tomorrow right around 95. A lot of that's going to depend on the wind direction, but I think it'll be warm and muggy around here. Sunday should be just fine, maybe 96. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, there will be a chance for some scattered thunder showers, but all in all, things are pretty quiet right now. Just have a great weekend.
All right. We, of course, have been following a big story all night long, if you've been with us. O.J. Simpson has now been taken into custody. We understand he has arrived at Parker Center, where he is to be arraigned. Let's join KCBS in Hollywood right now and pick up the live coverage.
Jail area, and inside that area, O.J. Simpson will be searched, booked, fingerprinted, photographed, and then being taken over to a observation cell. And the vehicle is in there, and this is the end of just a terrible, terrible day. terrible week.
Bob, I can't help but think that this is the end, as you said, that he didn't think he could face earlier today. When he wrote the letter, when he took off in the car, this was what I think he was running from, was the the embarrassment, the humiliation of being booked.
Terrible.
And spending the first of what will probably be several nights at least in jail. This is charges which permit no bail, at least have not been bail set so far.
The first of many nights. Obviously, there will be no bail in this case because he's already demonstrated he is a flight risk, and even before this, the district attorney's office, even before he fled, the DA's office said it would seek no bail. Now it certainly has a strong case for that, and if there is no bail, it will apparently be many months before the trial begins, and then the trial will probably last for a while. So even if he is found not guilty, O.J. Simpson will be in jail for many months to come, at the very least. So they're going in there, and again, the police department will hold a news conference at 10 o'clock tonight, and we will be there live. And we assume, maybe we assume too much sometimes, but we are assuming this will be on time because as far as we can tell.
We've been listening to KCBS TV in Los Angeles. O.J. Simpson taken into the Parker Center where he will be arraigned tonight. An amazing, incredible day. We'll be right back with sports and Mike Ducey. Stay with us.
Good evening, everybody. While America's attention focuses on the O.J. Simpson story, the world's attention focuses on the USA for World Cup '94. Spain and South Korea open it in Dallas. Spain controlling a good portion of the contest. The goal there for a 2-0 lead. But back comes South Korea. Ahn Myung-bo scores to make it 2-1. Spain later trying to put away, but South Korea scores with just 3 seconds to go. And South Korea ties the game at 2. An exciting finish and a 2-2 tie to end the first game in Dallas. On the World Cup scoreboard, Bolivia defeated Germany by a final score of 9-1 as well. Arlington native Todd Van Poppel tonight gets his first look at the ballpark in Arlington. Van Poppel, the Oakland right-hander, going against the Rangers tonight. Kevin Kennedy hoping to see his team break out of a 3-game losing streak. Brett Gates in the third with the base hit for Oakland. Eric Fox scores a 1-0 A's lead. Bottom of the third, Doug Strange with the grounder to the right side. Baroa can't get it. Beltre scores, 2-1 Texas. But Stan Javier comes through tonight. A shot off Fajardo, that is gone. 2-2 game. Later, Tom Henke making his first appearance since May 16th and serving up this one to Javier in the 7th. Stan Javier, the 2-run shot. He had 2 home runs as Oakland wins the game by a final score of 4-2. Also in the American League, Seattle defeated Kansas City 5-1. California over Chicago by a final of 5-3. Nielsen with a grand slam and the Brewer win over the Yankees. Indians win their 16th straight at home, a victory over Boston. Baltimore beat Minnesota. Toronto over Detroit. In the National League, Phillies over Montreal 10-8. Florida got by the Mets. Also in the National League, it was Cincinnati, a loser to Atlanta by a final of 6-5. Pittsburgh leading St. Louis 6-2. That game is in the 7th inning. U.S. Open golf today. John Cook, a birdie on 11. He shot a 65 today, but he's 2 off the lead of Colin Montgomery. His birdie on number 18. Montgomery with a 65 today as well. Arnie walks up 18 for a final time. Quite a moment. Arnold Palmer, a man who transformed the sport, plays in his final United States Open.
You know, it's 40 years of fun, work, enjoyment. I think that's about all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Hale Irwin is 2 shots off the lead. Jack Nicklaus just 3 back. Game 5 of the NBA Finals tonight in New York. The Rockets and Knicks tied at 2 games each. Rudy T's Houston team trying to take the 3-2 lead, but John Starks helps put the Knicks up by 11 at the half with the layup. Rockets would tie it after 3, and when Akeem posts up and hits the turnaround, Houston takes a 79-78 fourth quarter advantage. But the Knicks refuse to fold at home. Anthony Mason on the breakaway and the jam ices the game for the Knicks. They take a 3-2 lead with a 91-84 win. Jason Kidd worked out for the Dallas Mavericks today. No cameras allowed inside, but chances are you've seen the California All-American in action, one of the top point guards to come out in the past 15 years. How does he feel today's workout might affect his standing in the eyes of the Mavs?
I love the game of basketball, so I mean, coming to Dallas to work out, not to prove, but just to show what I was capable of doing was great.
You know, it's nice to have somebody that wants to play here. I think this is a great situation for us, and if we pick Jason, it'll be a good fit. Jason Kidd will be a good fit for the Dallas Mavericks, the point guard they need, and he'll be the guy I think they select with that #2 overall pick later this month.
And just to recap, in World Cup, Germany defeated Bolivia 1-0, right?
That was right.
Okay.
Germany over Bolivia 1-0. Germany, as you know, a 3-time World Cup champion.
Yeah.
All right. Due to the crush of news, we will not have time, unfortunately, for our Father's Day story tonight. However, we invite you to tune in tomorrow for News for Texas Saturday. Bud Gillette will have some gift ideas for you then.
And stay with us. We'll bring you a recap of the O.J. Simpson story.
Once again, our top story tonight. O.J. Simpson is in the custody of Los Angeles police and under a suicide watch.
The Hall of Famer led police on a multi-mile slow-speed chase down Los Angeles freeways. A motorcade of officers showed restraint after Simpson was seen pointing a gun at his own head. It all ended when Simpson's friend Al Cowling drove O.J. back to Simpson's Brentwood home. After a brief standoff, O.J. gave himself up. He came out of the white Ford Bronco without the gun and was taken into custody by Los Angeles police. No injuries. A bittersweet ending to the latest chapter in the tragic tale of what O.J. Simpson called in his letter, a man lost.
Continuous coverage going on right now. Let's go to KCBS in Los Angeles, and we will be staying with this for a time this evening. Thank you very much for joining us.
Handled it, and ironically, even though the investigation proceeded smoothly, it was the surrender which just fell to pieces, and they didn't expect that. So it caught them by surprise. They were upset, they were angry, and nobody seemed to want to talk about it. And I have a feeling maybe now that there has been a peaceful and successful resolution